welcome back to the Everyday Joy podcast. I'm your host, Ash Owen, and I cannot wait to find moments of joy with you today. If you don't already follow us, well, why don't you head over to Instagram, type in at Everyday Joy Pod, give us a follow, and make sure you suss out all of our video content, check out some of the cool things that are happening, and even better, why don't you turn on notifications so that way you find out all of the fun things ahead of time. I can't wait to dive into today's words to live by.
Psalm 46 verse 1, the ESV version. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble.
Jen, we are wrapping up yet another week. I am literally so excited because I have like my church's big we do like one big conference a year, and that is coming up in like 2 weeks. It also means that my wedding is in about 6 weeks.
Countdown.
The countdown is on, and I just had my bridal shower over the weekend, and I just feel like everything is so surreal right now. And this verse is such a great reminder to me that like God is my refuge and my strength, even when life is feeling chaotic and busy. And like, as we've been talking about all week, like I'm very much not in control of a lot of things. It's a great reminder that I can trust in him no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. And I take that a lot as well, because I remember being in the wedding planning mode. Actually, our wedding planning was about a year, and that was stressful. It took us, I think we had to book our reception. Had to be booked 2 years in advance. Like, that's how intense it was. And this verse here, God is our refuge and our strength, a very present help in trouble. My biggest takeaway, present help in trouble. Yeah. It's here. It's now. It's not tomorrow. We can see it in the past, but it is right now. That God is that we turn to God for our strength, for our refuge. It's where we can go. We know that there's a loving arms right there.
Yeah.
That we can just go into it. We can cry. I'm a big believer in crying.
I love a good cry.
It's so good. I encourage it for anyone. Do not hold in that cry. Just let it all out. But know that God is there to help us in our troubles. We keep talking about control this week, and I feel like our control is stuff that we want to do on earth, but the mind and the heart and the spirit, that's what God looks after.
Yeah.
And that is incredibly important, because with that, all that in line, we're a horrible mess.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a horrible mess at those times. Like, I'm not talking properly. I'm yelling at Kev a lot. Sorry, Kev. I'm yelling at Chelsea a lot. Sorry, baby girl. And I'm snappy. At work, and I shouldn't be, because my colleagues don't get paid for me to snap.
It's true though. It's a really good check-in for us to go, oh, am I actually relying on God? Like, am I actually taking things to him? Am I actually spending time with him? Because when we're not, you're very right, we rely and we trust on other things. Yeah. And they only make us more frustrated, more tired, more disappointed, more unsatisfied. So it's actually about going, no, God, you are my refuge and my strength. And that's what I love about it, is he's a refuge. He's a place to go and find peace and calm in the chaos. But he's also your strength. So if you're struggling, if you're feeling deflated, if you're feeling like your passion is gone, your excitement of life is gone, he will also be your strength in that. He's not just there to be the safe spot. He's there to get you out of that as well.
Yeah. And God moves things. He moves things so much. We don't know it. We don't know what's going around our spiritual world, but we know one thing, that God is our strength, and we just need to hold on to him.
Yeah.
I keep saying that again and again.
But it's so true.
Right?
And I think what we were saying before is, I read this thing, I'm just going to pull it up quickly. It was basically from this like kind of Bible unpacking thing. It says the phrase very present help in trouble also benefits from a deeper study. It says the concept of God being very present can also be phrased as clearly proven. So past experiences, our history, and how we've seen him move in our lives show us that God is worthy of our trust. And isn't that so true?
Wow.
God has always been faithful. Yeah. You know, I'm sure we can all look back at our lives and reflect on the fact that even though we went through difficult, terrible circumstances that we would wish no one has to go through, God has always been faithful to his promise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has always been faithful to his promise.
Yeah.
And it is such a great reminder that when we are struggling and when we need a place of refuge, he is there for us.
Yeah, I love that. And it actually reminds me of a time we were absolutely stressed out. And let me explain what the situation was.
Yeah.
We were at Doncaster shopping town and we were all shopping. My youngest brother, Cam, who's autistic, he was probably 7 years old. So, and he can't communicate, but we were shopping and we lost him. We didn't know where he was.
That would have been terrifying.
Yeah. And in that moment, the fear that sat in my stomach, the fear was coming out and I was crying. I was frantic. Kelv, my other brother, and I we just ran around trying to find him, talking to people. My mum went to security. They were looking around for him and we couldn't find him for a while. It felt like hours, but in reality, it was only 5 minutes. But looking back, because hindsight is a blessing.
Yeah.
But looking back, that 5 minutes of stress, we didn't really need to, because he actually went back to the one spot that we were at. Like, he remembered. We didn't know he was capable of doing that. But he came back to that one spot where he lost us, and he was just sitting there waiting for us. I mean, God's handprint was all over that. He was looking after Cam, knowing that Cam could not look after himself, but he brought Cam over to us. Yeah, it was incredibly stressful. I actually forgot about this memory for so long because I suppressed it so much. But I know God was there in that moment. He was there for our family. He was there for Cam. And he was there to make sure that no one else was harming him, that he didn't go up the escalator by himself. I'm so grateful for God.
Yeah. It's and I love what you said, taking us back to the very start of what you said. He is a very present help. He is there for you right now. If you're going through a tough season, if you're struggling to understand why things are happening, where God is, how you're going to get through this season, be reminded that he is your very present help in trouble. He is your refuge and your strength. There is nothing that you can do, there is nowhere you can run that God won't be with you at. Be reminded that you can trust in him when life is feeling chaotic. And also remember, you can ask for his strength if you're struggling. If you don't know what to do, ask for his strength. Trust he is there, because God has proven himself again and again. And also be reminded that even if you can't see things changing, even if you don't know, you can still run to him for strength. Strength doesn't equal the problem being fixed quicker. Going to God as your refuge doesn't mean it's going to change his plan, but it changes how you experience the season. It changes how deeply you're affected by the worry or the stress of that time when we choose to either walk with God as our refuge or walk away from God. I hope you enjoyed listening to today's episode, and if you did, why don't you go give us a 5-star written review. I cannot wait to dive even deeper into the Word of God with you tomorrow. Until then, I pray you're able to find moments of joy.